In an unexpected attack, the Yemeni missile traveled 2,000 kilometers in just 14 minutes, reaching deep into Israel with ease. Despite its seemingly simple and outdated design, it managed to evade detection by the Iron Dome's radars, swooping down on its target with remarkable stealth. What's the story behind these missiles and drones? Crafted by the Houthis with Iranian assistance, and how did they successfully breach Israeli defenses to reach their target? Many of secrets we reveal to you, dear viewer, in this video. Stay tuned. Palestine 2. Shattering Israeli Dome. The Yemeni Houthi movement use of Palestine 2 hypersonic missile represents a qualitative leap in the arsenal of weapons used by Yemen, especially in the context of the escalation of Yemeni strikes and its expansion to Israel's deep range. The latest was a few days ago, when Houthi targeted the Jaffa area near Tel Aviv, where sirens sounded in several areas. The official Israeli radio said that the army is investigating why the Iron Dome failed to intercept the Yemeni missile that exploded in Tel Aviv and left 30 people injured. The most serious strike of the Palestine 2 missile was when it targeted Ben Gurion Airport during the presence of Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. This missile is one of the most advanced missiles developed and used in the region in recent years, and this missile is characterized by technical and geographical specifications that make it capable of operating with high efficiency in various environments and combat conditions, as it combines a huge hypersonic speed with a large destructive capacity that reaches deep into strategic targets. This attack caused significant damage near the airport, disrupting air traffic and causing chaos. This attack is part of the Yemeni movement's strategy to expand the scope of their attacks to include strategic targets in the Israeli depths. The use of hypersonic missiles such as Palestine 2 is part of the technological developments obtained by the Houthi movements thanks to its relationship with Iran, which is believed to have provided the Houthis with the technology needed to develop and produce these missiles inside Yemeni territory. And this escalation aims to send a strong message to Israel that the Houthis have the ability to strike strategic targets at any time. Length of Palestine 2 is about 8 meters. Making it one of the largest hypersonic missiles used in the region, and its diameter is about 1 meter, which gives it greater stability while flying at high altitudes and at tremendous speeds, as this missile exceeds the hypersonic speed barrier, which is 5 to 10 times the speed of sound. This speed is considered one of the most important characteristics of hypersonic missiles, as it enables the missile to bypass traditional air defense systems that rely on detection and tracking, and the Palestine 2 can fly at speeds up to 16 Mach, which makes it able to cover large distances in a very short time and has a maximum range of 2,150 kilometers. Palestine 2 relies on a mobile launch platform, which enhances its flexibility in use and makes it difficult to monitor and track, and they characterized by a conventional warhead weighing about 500 kilograms. And they relies on a sophisticated guidance system that utilizes precision gyroscopes and GPS satellite guidance systems, which enhances its accuracy in hitting specific targets. One of its most important capabilities is ability to maneuver and change course in flight to avoid air defense systems, and it also possesses anti-electronic jamming systems. Regarding the design of missile, Palestine 2 features a lightweight structure made of advanced materials such as carbon fiber and metal alloys that are resistant to heat and high pressure, and this design gives the missile ability to fly at very high speeds while maintaining its stability and maneuverability. Yemeni missile relies on a solid fuel propulsion system, which is known for its high speed and its ability to fly at high speed without need for complex equipment, and solid fuel is one of key elements in the design of hypersonic missiles, as it allows them to respond quickly and effectively in surprise attacks. Yemen's Tufan missile strike Israel. A nightmare revealed by Ansar Allah movements after it targeted Israel with a hypersonic missile with a speed of 10,000 kilometers per hour. The missile, launched by Houthis on Israel, is known in Yemen as Tufan, which is essentially an Iranian Ghadir missile, which is a development of Shihab 3 missile. Range of this missile is about 2,000 kilometers, which is enough to cover distance from Yemen to Israel, as the missile needs only 12 to 15 minutes to reach center of Israel. It is one of Iran's oldest missiles, built using Nodong-1 missile technology and is part of Houthis' ballistic arsenal. This missile is powered by liquid fuel and is capable of carrying a warhead weighing between 800 and 1,200 kilograms. It weighs 16 tons, is 16 meters long and 1.3 meters in diameter. The first version of the Shahab 3 entered official service with the Iranian army in the summer of 2003. It has advantages that make it a qualitative addition to the Yemeni weapons arsenal, most notably in addition to above its super speed, which represents a direct threat to Israel. Tehran conducted several tests on the Shahab 3, which began in July 1998 and ended in early July 2003. Yemen's drones bypass Iron Dome and strike Tel Aviv. A few days ago, the Ansar Allah movements in Yemen announced that it had targeted Tel Aviv with a drone capable of hiding from radar, and the attack resulted in the explosion of a building, killing one person and causing a number of injuries. On the other hand, military spokesman Yahya Sari said that the movement's air force targeted Tel Aviv with a new Yafa drone capable of bypassing interceptor systems, and radars cannot detect it. He added that Tel Aviv falls within range of the movement's weapons and will be its main target, and that the Yemeni armed forces declare the occupied Yafa area an unsafe area, and it will be a primary target in the range of our weapons, and we will focus on targeting Israel's internal front and reaching the depth. As for the Yafa drone, some Israeli sources announced that it resembles one of the Samad series drones, which is owned by the Houthis, and Israeli estimates indicated that the drone traveled about 2,000 kilometers and took new paths to mislead the army's monitoring systems. Although the occupation army is one of the most advanced armies in the world, like the Saudi and Emirati armies, stood helpless in the face of the Houthis' primitive drone attacks. Perhaps the secret behind this inability lies in the fact that these armies are regular forces that are not suitable for guerrilla wars that rely on drones and suicide bombers. As armored vehicles, heavy artillery, F-35 and F-15 fighters do not work in such wars. Before Israel, the Saudi had difficulty repelling Houthi attacks with drones, winged and ballistic missiles, especially when they are used as part of what is known as the Death Squadron tactic. Many weapons are launched at the same time to confuse air defenses, and to make it more difficult, the Houthis launch their attacks with drones and medium-range missiles at low altitude and relatively slow speed, making movement's radars unable to detect them. Attack and suicide drones have become the spearhead of the Yemeni army's attacks on Israel, starting with the Samad 1 to Samad 4 Iranian-designed drones with a range of 1,500 kilometers to more than 2,000 kilometers for its most dangerous version, Samad 4, which a stealth version of it was developed, which was called Yafa after its success in penetrating Israeli defenses and hitting the depth of Tel Aviv. The Yafa has a 3-meter-long flight path and a 5-meter-wide wingspan. It is believed that the Houthis modified Samad's plane and painted it with black stealth materials and reduced the size of its explosive head from 18 kilograms to less than 10 kilograms of explosives, which gave the drone a greater ability to carry more fuel and fly for a longer range. According to Yedioth Ahronoth, the drone flew in unusual paths compared to previous times, and this negatively affected the Iron Dome systems. Also on the Houthi list is the unmanned aerial vehicle UAV called Qasef-1, which is very similar to the Iranian Ababil suicide drones. The United Emirates was able to shoot it down in Yemen and confirmed the striking similarity between the Houthi drones and an Iranian Ababil drones found in the equipment of a pro-Iranian Iraqi militia. The range of these drones was limited to 150 kilometers, with imprecise targeting capabilities, which explains why there were no serious human or material casualties in the early Houthi attacks on the kingdom's borders. The Qasef K2 is among the Houthis' most dangerous drones. It is capable of flying for 230 minutes with a flight range of more than 150 kilometers, while carrying a warhead weighing up to 30 kilograms. And it was revealed for the first time in 2019 by targeting prominent leaders during a military ceremony at the Al Anad base in southern Yemen on January 2019. The Houthi fleet of drones includes the Ababil 3, which means swallow in Persian, which is an Iranian-made combat drone. It is equipped with guided smart bombs and can fly 250 kilometers at an altitude of up to 15,000 feet. It can fly at speeds of up to 200 kilometers per hour, up to 100 kilometers, with a maximum operational altitude of 5,000 meters. The Ababil 3 can fly for about 4 hours and is propelled by a gasoline-powered engine, capable of operating for 8 hours continuously. These drones are characterized by their ability to carry appropriate amounts of explosives to double their destructive power, and the Houthi confirms that it has a large stockpile of them. Why the Israeli dome failed to shoot down Houthi missiles and drones? The Tel Aviv government does not seem to have taken into account in its expectations a confrontation with this type of weapons. And certainly, the Iron Dome system did not have a chance of more than 1% to deter the Houthi hypersonic missile. Therefore, Israel will force the United States to launch simultaneous air and missile strikes to destroy Iranian missile factories, warehouses and cores. And this option means the beginning of a new stage of direct and open confrontation between the two poles. And if so, it will be the last Israeli option. In the end, the outcome of the confrontation remains unknown. But what can be confirmed is that if it continues, it will result in the least that can be described catastrophic. And you, dear viewer, do you think Israel will be able to stop the Houthi missiles? We would absolutely love to hear your thoughts in the comments. And don't forget to support us by like video and subscribing to our channel.